This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey, good morning. Welcome on to the First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Great to see you on here for the day. Today, it is 10:30. It is a weekday. Well, it is a weekday. I was going to say it's not really a work week per se. Anyways, welcome on to your holiday week. It is Christmas week. You made it. We are merely 2 days away from Santa taking flight and 3 days away from the magical day of Christmas Day. Hey, by the way, I have some really cool ties, I'm not going to lie, to show off. I did some spring cleaning. I call it spring cleaning. It kind of feels like spring outside, honestly. I did some cleaning here this weekend with my wardrobe and discovered I have some Santa ties that I didn't even realize I had. The point is, I'm going to try on some of them hopefully later on this week, actually on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we'll see what I actually bring out then. And we don't have an episode of the First Alert Weather Breakdown on Christmas Day. We will take that day off, but we will be having an episode pretty much every other day of this week. We will be on today, as we are on right now. We'll be on Tuesday, we'll be on Wednesday, and we will be on again Friday. And then that will be that. All right. So let's get into. So essentially, what we're getting at is we're hyping up Christmas. This entire holiday forecast. We just wanted to spend today and today's exclusive content pretty much just focused on Christmas. Christmas. It's the beginning of the work week or beginning of the week. I know we were hyping up Christmas forecast last week, but that was still kind of in the long term, 5 to 6 days away, so to speak. Now it's, again, only 3 days away. It's kind of bonkers that it's just right here, it's just a few days away. But essentially what I'm trying to get at is our forecast is a lot more certain now. We know what's going to happen. We know what the skies are going to be like. We know what the temperatures are pretty much going to be like as well, which pretty much surrounds a warm week. So we're going to go thoroughly into that forecast here in your entire local forecast outlook here over the next couple of days. Also, not going to run this yet, but starting tomorrow, I believe, we're going to be running, you know how we've been running the holiday forecast daily? We're going to be starting to run, we got a lot of things coming up this holiday season. Next up on our daily list of weather graphics, we're going to be running the Independence Bowl graphic. Obviously, that's one of the cool, one of the most significant events probably here in Shreveport that happens per year. That is next Tuesday at 1 p.m. That is Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers taking on the LA Tech Bulldogs just a little bit down the road. Definitely a closer drive than Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, what Coastal Carolina has to do. Essentially, that bowl game is, again, next Tuesday at 1 p.m. We'll have a forecast for that each and every episode, and pretty much most of our forecasts here coming up starting tomorrow. And again, that is next Tuesday. That is not tomorrow at 2 p.m. That is not tomorrow. It's next Tuesday. It's on December the 30th at 1 p.m. And then we'll get into New Year's, which is in our 12-day forecast, which as of right now is looking cooler than Christmas. But that's not saying much, especially with how warm Christmas is. Let's get into the full forecast here for you now. Again, we want to welcome all you, especially for those of you watching on our YouTube page. Hey, Christian. Hello. Great to see you, man. Oh, hey, it's great to have you in particular, not only on the First Alert Weather Breakdown, our YouTube page, but also commenting. I always appreciate it. Always makes this like a two-way conversation as well, rather than just me talking out to you guys, which I'm fine with. Hey, if you got a whole bucket of popcorn watching this, hey, I don't mind you. I don't mind it. I love popcorn, trust me. Anyways, let's get into the full forecast here for you as you embark on your Christmas week. Maybe you're out and about getting some last-minute Christmas shopping done as well before those stores start to close down on Christmas Eve. Anyways, today it's not the best of Mondays. It's kind of, feeling like how Monday should be, like the Monday blues, cloudy. That's the case on our Texarkana camera out right now. That's also the case across Bossier and Shreveport in the process as well. But if you notice, look at the pavement of the dealership. This is one of the best things I love doing here now. One of the easiest way to see if it is raining or not and how's your travel is just to look at the roadway and the pavement of the dealership there, which is completely dry. So what I'm trying to get at is we haven't seen anything on our radar from any of this cloud cover at all. And that's to be expected, honestly. If anything, we were maybe going to get a light drizzle from this system, maybe. But overall, I think we'll get some peaks of sunshine here later on today to warm us up. This is the biggest part of our forecast moving on forward today and into the next several days here for you as we embark, on our week ahead. So very warm temperatures. I mean, we're not just talking about, how cool our Arclitex usually is for the next coming year. No, this is temperatures even warmer than what we usually see around late December. It's kind of bonkers how warm we are. In fact, some of our temperatures might be breaking record highs later this week. I would not be surprised to see that. We'll go over the numbers here in just a little bit. So that's the case here for the day today for your weather headlines. I got the sunshine coming out here a little later into this afternoon. Then for Christmas Eve, I know we skipped over Tuesday, but essentially watch our weather headlines. For Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we maintain warm temperatures and partly cloudy conditions in place. That's pretty much the case also through your Tuesday as well. But the point is our weather pattern is going to get stagnant throughout the next 5 to 6 days. Things are looking kind of similar day in, day out here from day to day. So we'll go over into why that is here in just a moment. For now, temperatures warming up slightly. As mentioned earlier this morning, temperatures have been warming up at a baby crawl. We had temperatures around the mid-50s here at the peak of the morning hours about 2 to 3 hours ago, and now they've gotten up into the lower 60s in some spots, especially along the I-20 corridor southward. Still some 50s, especially if you're up into Texarkana and north of that. Let's go over the science. We love to do that on the first show with the breakdown. The actual why is it so warm and why is it so sunny over the next couple of days? Well, for one, the easiest way to note that on this kind of a graphic is if I already have warm temperatures and sunshine, which I will have again later on today. If I have it today under this kind of weather pattern, and this weather pattern sticks around for the next couple of days, guess what my weather conditions are doing? They're also sticking around. The point is, nothing's changing if our upper level pattern doesn't change. And you can monitor that on this map. So this will be a pretty stagnant map for you moving on forward. Essentially, what I want to get at here on this picture here for you is watch the jet stream. The jet stream, especially during winter, is kind of the shield, so to speak. It is the prime divider between warm air, which is right on top of the Arclitex, you can see on that map, and cold air, which you can see tucked into the Pacific Northwest a little bit. And that's the point. This today, and pretty much through the next several days, are going to be immensely warm around the Arclitex because that jet stream really doesn't dip down really at all. Usually during winter, this jet stream is incredibly fluid and moving all over the place, allowing cold air to basically be filtered into the Arclitex, so to speak. But essentially, from my wording earlier, this jet stream is acting like a total shield from the cold air, not just through Christmas time, but through the end of the week. Finally, we have a little system of some cold air that finally dips down south into California and Nevada here for Sunday that actually might come through a little bit farther out to the east and finally might give us a cold air supply into next week. But that's next week. Next 5 to 6 to maybe 7 days. Immensely warm with a high pressure system tucking us in place, which essentially means, yes, warm temperatures, but also very dry conditions. Again, we don't associate big major rain chances, or we associate big major rain chances with low pressure systems, which are not coming anywhere close to the Arclitex here anytime soon. This is something you kind of find in like a summer type pattern, where we have, especially late summer, where we have several 2 to 3 weeks of not getting any rainfall. This is that kind of setup. Do I think this is going to last 2 to 3 weeks? No, not really. But this is at least going to last a week or so before it looks like into the weekend we actually might get a legitimate chance of rain. But again, that's not until the weekend. It's after Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, where we maintain warmer than average conditions in place. Also, one thing I do want to stress as well. So again, this is our main story, is incredibly warm temperatures. Really want to stress the word incredibly and very. This is near record high levels. It continues in, day out. This is pretty much the temperature outlook over the next couple days. You can see the oranges and reds flaring on the temperature map here. Not just for the Arclitex. I also want to make that note. Oh my gosh, English. Brain fart. Oh my goodness. I want to make that note known. There we go. Sorry, it's Monday. Anyways. So what I want to make known to you all is that the warm temperature outlook is not just a thing only for the Arclitex or immediate areas around us, but this is like a countrywide thing. Areas up into Kansas and Missouri, for example, have high temperatures projected up to as high as 70 degrees. Even 2 states to our north have areas up in the 70s, up on Christmas Day, which is quite wild. That's 20 to 30 degrees above their typical wintertime average temperatures, which is bonkers. And it's out towards Texas. It's out towards Atlanta, for example, all the way out to Georgia, New Orleans, Houston. Everybody is incredibly warm for Christmas time this year. If you want a white Christmas, just real quick before we get into like a little more of the specific forecast here locally, you're going to have to go way up into either the northwest corner or the northeast corner of the United States. That's it. That's all. It's your only chances of getting a white Christmas at all. But back here in the Arklatex, again, it's about warm temperatures, warm surge that are warming us up from the 60s that we had yesterday into the 70s now, here for the most part. The only exception to that is maybe the northern edge of the Arklatex up towards there here for you. And besides that, most of us pretty much should be reaching above 70 degrees, especially when that sun comes out a little later on this afternoon. 75 in Carthage, 76 in Nacogdoches. Highs in the mostly mid-70s is where I'm expecting them across northwest Louisiana. Also, want to give a quick shout-out, Christian. I just went back over to our YouTube page. Wanted to see if we had any comments or questions on our YouTube page. Again, KSLA News 12. You just search that up on YouTube.com. And Christian says thanks, or Christian says he loves the explainer graphics. Thanks. Appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Seriously. You don't know how much that means a lot. So in essence. Anyways. So, again, getting down to the nitty-gritty. For the temperatures there for today, they're getting into the 70s. And it just continues to get even warmer than that. Moving on ahead. And then once we make this change into Tuesday, then we just stay there. As mentioned earlier, nothing changes around here until that jet stream dips below the Arklatex and finally gives us a cold Arctic cold supply, which doesn't happen again for a week from now. So how much does it warm up into Tuesday? Well, I do want to mention, this is not just an afternoon thing. This is a morning thing. You woke up to morning temperatures in the 50s, which is already incredibly warm for a late December day, a late December morning. But now you're waking up to temperatures starting off in the 60s, mid-60s, just to start off the day. It's T-shirt and shorts weather essentially all day long for Tuesday at this point now on the 23rd. And that will result in high temperatures probably being notched up higher into the upper 70s then for you. And for the afternoon hours, which is just wild to think about. So not only are the morning temperatures just warm for tomorrow morning, but for the next several days. I mean, it could get lower a little bit into Christmas Eve morning and Christmas morning itself, but still 60s. We don't dip below 60 degrees at all. We've had several mornings throughout December where we've been waking up just into the 30s. And you've had to wake up a heavy coat weather. That's been almost the norm here, and that should be the norm around here. But that just goes to show you that we're 20 to 30 degrees above our averages in terms of just morning and afternoon temperatures. Wild to think about in the grand scheme of things. So in essence, there's warm Christmases, and then there's this Christmas, which takes the cake, just about. Future track here for you. The skies are not perfect here over the next couple of days, and again, they haven't been perfect at all today so far. We've had immense cloud cover, but as the future track suggests, we'll try to ease up, especially into the afternoon, and get some peaks of sunshine in there, which might brighten up your day, warm you up definitely, combo of both probably. But then for Tuesday morning, cloud cover comes back. It's going to start to arrive, you see, in the overnight hours, and by early tomorrow morning, it's going to be all on top of us. Some of this could bring fog tomorrow morning. Watch out for that. I have seen the signal for that potential growing. But once we get again into the lunchtime hours and especially into the afternoon, I think we get still a good amount of peaks of sunshine in there. Essentially, this is just a good amount of moisture coming out of the south that's warming us up, giving us the cloud cover, but it's not enough moisture and not enough upper level support from the upper level areas of the atmosphere to be able to support storms, essentially. The clouds are too thin is what I like to call it at. But they're everywhere, but they're too thin. They just get spread out across the horizon, but they're too thin to be able to produce Any substantial rain showers, that is. Christmas Eve, again, same thing. Maybe starting off a little cloud cover in the morning hours, but then definitely getting plenty of sunshine there for the afternoon. The same thing could continue into Christmas Day, to be quite frank with you, as well. So here's how that rainfall potential really maps out over the next 5 days. It's not completely blank. Obviously, we do have some little tiny bits and pieces of rain that might creep in there. This would be from a light drizzle probably tomorrow morning or any time in the morning hours. Just a little drizzling, little mist, maybe. The point stands of where we don't have any measurable rainfall again for the next several days. It includes Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Now, we've had hints as to what Christmas Eve and Christmas Day have brought us. But again, our exclusive content dives into thoroughly what are we expecting? What are the numbers going to be? What are the exact skies going to be? What is your full Christmas Eve and Christmas Day forecast? We go over those after a quick commercial break right after this. Hey, stick around. We'll be back after this. Welcome on back to the First Start with a Breakdown. Again, I'm Meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thanks for hanging around the whole time. Now for the grand finale, I guess. Your Christmas forecast, which is looking mostly good. I will say it's looking fantastic for those of you that are not a fan of cold weather, because we got a mix of people. I'm one for enjoying the seasons as they play out. I kind of want winter to be winter, especially because today is the second day of winter. Yes, today is the second day of winter, and we have highs in the 70s, which is wild. But essentially, again, if you are a fan of, say, warm weather, definitely, just and not dealing with any cold temperatures, this is definitely a Christmas to remember for you, because we're nearing record highs at this point here, heading on into Christmas time. So first, for Christmas Eve, it's looking like a high of 77 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So Santa won't have to go down to South America for his summertime fill. He'll just have to reach the Arctic, essentially, and anywhere into the south in general. As highs again, yes, high temperatures are reaching the upper 70s. You might be sweating in the afternoon hours, despite having just t-shirt and shorts out. So it's going to be mostly fantastic still here for you, and comfortable air. Just make sure you don't have many layers on, essentially, here for your Wednesday coming on up. But most importantly, it will be dry, filled with lots of dry conditions there for you. Then for, actually, I want to, real quick, before we get into the Christmas Day forecast, I want to go over the headlines. I do have a headline graphic just for Christmas Day, just for this episode. So essentially, the biggest headline that would surround Christmas Day, if you want to get anything out of this forecast at all, it's that Christmas will be immensely warm. All right, I know I've probably stressed that out already many times, but Just want to make sure that's really stuck in your skull. And to be fair, as just discussed earlier, our forecast is almost on repeat, day in, day out through this entire week. High temperatures, most likely they'll be in the upper 70s. They might touch 80 degrees, though. And just so you know, Shreveport's high temperature of all, or Shreveport's like maximum high temperature that it's ever had on Christmas Day is 83 degrees. So it will be reaching immensely close to that mark heading into this year. And that record was set back in the 60s as well, too. So been a while since we have had an incredibly warm Christmas Day. Now that's the temperatures. Now for the skies, dry conditions. I have no rain chance at all for your Christmas. Filled with partly cloudy skies there throughout the afternoon hours. Again, it might be similar to what we've had almost day in, day out, what we're expecting to have all through this week, which is kind of a cloudy morning. That might be on tap per se, with a little more sunshine more into the afternoon hours there for you. But again, we do maintain completely dry conditions there for you. So, again, as of right now, I've projected high of 78 degrees with partly cloudy conditions and no rain chance. Keep the rain away, all right? I know Heat Miser's going to be here, and some of you might be not fans of it, but oh well. Oh well. What do you want me to tell you? I mean, it was going to be rare enough that it's rare enough that we have a white Christmas around here, which is pretty much slim. It's very, very slim pickings. But now we just have like the opposite end of the spectrum, and when it comes to the temperature department on the forecast for Christmas Day, just bonkers. The 7-day forecast is just showing our whole long stretch of warm days ahead. This is incredible. I mean, it's Tuesday. It's pretty much Tuesday. Today, still high of 72 degrees up there, but not as much as it will be here for tomorrow with a high of 77. And then we pretty much continue that day in, day out. If anything, we might reach 80 by the time we get into Friday and Saturday there for you. So wild to think about. So there's the full 7-day outlook. I didn't mean to click on those 2 days actually. But yeah, 80 on both Friday and Saturday. We are watching, I haven't mentioned this too much, but again, we're watching out for our next major rain chance somewhere around Sunday of next weekend. But that's for the next 5 days, at least through Christmas Day. Everything is looking dry. The rain will look to cool us off in the 12-day forecast heading into next week, which would be then New Year's week. Some interesting developments because it would cool down a good bit after this cold front hits on Sunday. As of right now, the highs in our 12-day forecast here for next week, our high temperatures would be down into the 50s and 60s to wrap up the year. And then we got 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, left in the year before New Year's Day is on Thursday of next week. We could warm up a little more into New Year's Day. We'll see. We got to see exactly how strong the cold front over the weekend hits us. How strong is it going to be? And how far, as a result, how far is it going to grab the temperatures downward? And how long is that going to stick around as well? That's kind of all questions we got to answer in the next couple of days about that cold front. Because if it's legitimate, then it will show up each and every day in our 7-day forecast moving closer into Sunday. But this has also happened sometimes to where we think rain is coming and a big system of scattered storms is going to come on a certain day, but then we get closer and closer to the day, like 3 to 4 days out, and then it's just gone, or it's minuscule rain chances. We'll see how the weather models, the point is, we'll see how the weather models evolve closer into this coming weekend, but at least through Christmas week, things are very warm, and things are nice and dry. A little bit of cloud cover, especially in the morning hours, but no harm, no foul. All right? So, again, in fact, I have received comments from some of you on Facebook as well, being like, well, at least it's not rainy and, dry. Or rainy and immensely warm or immensely cold, so to speak. So we take our victories when we can get them. So this Christmas at least is looking like a dry one, especially because this will be the last point I make. I think it was last Christmas, literally, we had a first alert weather day, I think, on last Christmas Day. I think it was the other Christmas Day, or it was either the day before and Christmas Eve. It might have been the day after. It was someday around there where we had a first alert weather day, and it just made for a hectic commute around with the rain and the messy conditions then. But we're not dealing with that this week. Just got to be aware of just, again, how warm it will be for the afternoon hours. Don't let it surprise you. Don't overdress. I usually am a victim of, underdressing. Like when it comes to not putting on enough sweatshirts, enough jackets, enough on me, essentially. But anyways, yeah, that's the forecast here for you. Warm, dry. That's what we got for the next 5 days. We'll see how this coming weekend goes. We'll have thorough details on that coming on up. And again, starting tomorrow too, I mentioned this at the very beginning of the podcast, we'll have forecast for your Independence Bowl. Again, that's coming up next Tuesday. Not tomorrow, but the following Tuesday at 1 p.m. A daytime game. It's a change from last year. Remember last year's game was started at like 9 p.m. It was started incredibly late. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Thank you for watching the first over the breakdown. We'll be back on here tomorrow. We're going to obviously hype up Christmas forecast again. We're going to go a little more into a regional forecast for those of you traveling around Christmas outside of the Arklatex as well. And I do have an interview coming for you later this week. Not tomorrow, but that'll be coming here later this week. That'll be something to look forward to as well. Again, we have episodes on the first over the breakdown Monday today. We had one today. We'll have one again Tuesday and Wednesday. We will have one on Christmas Eve. We will not have one on Christmas Day, though, but we will be back on Friday. All right. Get too much into it. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, same time, same place, 10:30. Be there, be square, and most importantly, stay weather-aware. Have a great rest of your day. A Merry Christmas from me and all of KSLA News 12, including meteorologist Matt Jones and the entire weather department. Have a great one. I seriously hope you have a great, jolly one. 2 to 3 days away. We got this.